Silence, children. Anyways, so hello guys. Welcome to the Midweek Report. I'm Nick. This is Justin. And what
The
we do
cave
on this
dwellers
channel,
are here.
I don't know why I feel.
The cave dwellers are here.
The singular cave dweller. I dwell on the upper. I dwell on the upper level.
For now.
For now. Oh god, but yes, anyone who doesn't know what this channel is, we kind of do a bit of journalism, bit of reaction, give our own opinions on the stuff that goes on in the games industry. So, and all our stuff is unscripted. So if we sound chaotic and left, right, and center, that's because we are not following any set script. A little bit of on-the-fly work, if you will.
Yeah, just
for a little bit more of
just
an
a little bit
refined experience. That's both a good and a bad thing, I think. But
Yeah.
Anyways, so today's topic: Cyberpunk. Yeah, I didn't think I'd say that one again. In fact, Cyberpunk has recently gotten the news, or gaming news, about a week back at this point, maybe two, for not saying something good, making themselves look like fools a little bit. We'll explain a little bit more in a second. Now for today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends.
No, honestly, I don't even play that game. I just thought it would be funny. Maybe that's like a 2019 joke, though.
Oh no, it's still going. It's still hard. It's still out there. It's moving. He's going.
There we go. Today's sponsor, Fall Guys. No. But anyways, so jokes aside, what exactly did Cyberpunk do? Well, for those who don't know, Cyberpunk has kind of a sanctioned streaming thing going on with one of their developers, Pavo Sasko. He was in the development team that was in charge of making Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
He wasn't one of the top tier executives. He was one of the developers. I think he was in the level design department, if memory serves, so I could be wrong. So anyways, and he did streams for the game and stuff like that. And I guess somewhere along the line, the company picked him up and decided to make him the public face for the company, or at least in terms of like streaming stuff and giving updates to the game and stuff like that. Well, during one of his more recent streams, a question came up about features that, well, were kind of promised but never were there, like a working police system. Now, before I get into anything about this, side tangent, I have played Cyberpunk 2077 to 99% fruition. The only time I didn't do it is because I don't want to go through the whole game and give myself no reason to come back to it, because that's just how I am in terms of narrative games.
Yeah, no.
I'm waiting for the updated edition to come out. So, TLDR, I do enjoy the game. This is not me, or, well, I can't talk about him because I don't think you've played it.
No, I have not played it.
You have not played it?
No, I have not.
I have played it.
Yes.
So, at least in terms of me, this is not me saying I hate the game. In fact, I enjoyed it very much. This is just me, commenting, reporting, and giving my own opinions on the matter.
Yeah.
Think of it more of a critique. So this is not me saying Cyberpunk is bad. That is it.
It's not bad. Stop it.
Man bad. Fire bad.
Removal.
Remove. But anyway. But yeah, no. This is not me saying it's bad. This is just me reporting. So don't sit here and be like, he's criticizing Cyberpunk. But I truly did enjoy the game. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. So, during a stream Sasko did, which again, remember these are company kind of sanctioned streams. Why is that important? Well, you'll see in a second. So one of the questions he got, and again he answers question from the audience, is about the features of Cyberpunk, or perhaps I should be more specific in saying the features Cyberpunk didn't have. Again, a working police system, which is a problem considering one of the things they said in their early marketing material was like they had 4 different police systems that were in the works and da-da-da-da-da. I guess none of them made it onto the actual game. That's all right.
Yeah, no.
Now there's a whole reasoning behind why Cyberpunk ended up like it did. Again, there's a whole just blatant corporate mismanagement and how basically in an attempt to appease investors they rushed it out the door without, as from what everyone from Jason Schreier over at Forbes, who did an expose on the piece, as well as a few other journalists have figured out, without even telling their developers they're rushing out the door.
Yep.
One thing is rushing out the door and forcing your developers to do it. Another is forcing out the door and not even telling your developers you're going to force it out the door.
Yep.
So this is probably one of the more arrogant moments in the games industry's history. And it, as you probably can imagine, pretty much backfired. Bad. In that, well, basically Cyberpunk, which was meant to be the next thing since sliced bread, ended up being the worst thing since herpes. So...
Okay. Problem?
That sounds like an over an exaggeration on my part. But at the
You know.
time, it really wasn't. This is a game that really suffered from overhyping. And the problem with overhyping, which, again, this industry is chronically guilty of doing,
Yeah.
is that when something doesn't meet expectations, it either goes one of two ways. People are either angry but somewhat forgiving, or they are angry and very more angry. And guess which one of these this particular instance was?
Yeah.
If you guessed option 2, you are correct. And it bombed bad. So much so that there was whole... the game even went so far as to get itself taken off of both the PlayStation Store and I believe Microsoft Store for a while. Because it was just so chronically buggy, even PlayStation was like, yeah, nah, we're not selling this on our store. Which says a lot because, to my knowledge, in all the years PlayStation has had their online store, never has a game actually been put on and then promptly pulled off.
Yeah.
So it's either you get there or you don't get there. Never has there been a moment where PlayStation is like, yeah, we're revoking your access card. So again, it says volumes about the state of the game. And again, this has nothing to do with the whole... And again, whether this is the developer's fault or not, well, again, that is a matter of debate. There's a whole articles and exposés on it. You know, it's just a matter of corporate mismanagement. And from what we already told, even the developers weren't even aware of how much of a tomfuckery the executives were going to pull on them. So,
You know.
It is what it is. So you're probably sitting there going, why the hell are you going into all this backstory, Nick? Well, the truth is that you have to kind of do that to understand where this kind of thing is coming from. Because when the answer was given as to why Cyberpunk lacked the features it did, which again is a sore spot for the community due to the backstory I just mentioned, Sasko himself, the streamer, developer,
Yes.
basically went on to more or less say that it didn't have it because it just doesn't have it, essentially. One of the videos we have in the comments is from another YouTuber, Open World Gaming, who did an expose on the piece himself and actually has the official clip edited in as well. I tried to find up the clip myself, but I couldn't honestly find the actual stream itself, so sorry. But he does have it in his video, so you're welcome to reference his for the actual clip itself that I'm referring to.
Yeah.
So, he basically again goes on to say that, not all good open world games have police systems, which, isn't exactly wrong, true. But when your game is canonically known for being a buggy mess, that's probably not what you should be saying to play the crowd, so to speak. And it had the exact effect you probably imagined. It pissed people the frick off.
Yeah.
Again. Now, there are people on both sides of the line who defend Sasko's response, and those who denounced him for it. I can see both sides of the line. Again, to basically kind of say what he said, not all working games all good open world games have police systems, and it wasn't the fact that he said that, it was the fact that what he used as an example. He used, for example, the fact that the new Elden Ring, which actually right now is sitting on the top of the leaderboards, is the most anticipated game. In fact, it's coming out next month, I think, on the 23rd, 24th, maybe.
Maybe.
So very, very soon. And he's like, "Oh, Elden Ring isn't gonna have a police system." And he also goes on to the new Sonic game, because for those who don't know, there's a new Sonic game in the works. And he said, well, that's not ever going to have a police system either. So basically his response to why is there no police system is, well, no, not all good games have police systems, and only really GTA has a good police system. And yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna just I'm just gonna be blunt with you, man. That's BS.
It's like
Um,
that doesn't particularly fly.
Now, again, this had the exact effect you were probably imagining, in that it pissed everyone off, with people both rushing to defend Sasko and people rushing to call for his head. So,
Just a bit.
again, I can see where both sides of the line are coming from. Number one, let's be honest, that was a pretty dumb response, all things considered. But on the other hand, you have to also take into account that this is a company sanctioned stream with his bosses probably watching. And if you have any sort of self-survival instinct, your first instinct isn't, hey, I'm going to denounce my bosses and my work on a public forum on the internet. That'll be a very quick way to lose your job.
And just a bit. But
Especially considering CD has always been in something of a damage control ever since. They don't need someone coming out and being honest. Everyone knows that the whole reason Cyberpunk failed, and again, this goes back to why I kind of gave that whole backstory earlier about the game to kind of summarize it all. Everyone kind of knows why it failed. Chronic mismanagement from executives that simply wanted to meet their deadlines and please their executives with the game that, like I said, was hyped up to be the next greatest thing in RPG since, Final Fantasy. And it wasn't.
And it really didn't completely live up to that, so.
And it was so bad even that it even sparked the shareholders, again, shareholders of the company, CD Projekt Red, who made the game, to sue for misadvertising. This whole goes back to the whole point where there were already rumors that the PlayStation 4 version and the Xbox Series X version, or is it Xbox One? Xbox One. The naming conventions of Xbox confuse me. Series X,
Just
X,
a bit.
Series S. Basically, instead of PlayStation, where they're just like, we'll just stick another numeral after it, they're like, yeah, we're going to put a series in the name somewhere, and that'll be our distinguishing line. That won't confuse anybody. Anyways, side topic aside. So, what was I on about? Oh, gods. This is the problem of not having a script. You'll lose your train of thought midway.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Editor, help me.
Project CD Red, Cyberpunk, problematic, police.
But again. Oh yes, now I remember. So again, the whole process was that for misadvertising, and this whole again stemmed back to the idea that the reason for the lawsuit was rumors were already beginning to circulate in the industry prior to Cyberpunk's release date after many delays, that the whole reason for the delays was because the PlayStation 4 version of the game, as well as the Xbox One version of the game, which are, again, the last-gen consoles at this point, were not running as well as they should have.
Yeah.
Basically, the long story short is that somewhere along the line, CD got a little more ambitious than they probably should have in the end of the day, and the game transitioned from a PS4 era game to a PS5 era game, so to speak. And the game became so big and massive that while it worked fine on the newer gen consoles, it worked like trash on the older gen consoles, which from a business perspective is a bit of a problem, considering that's probably where most people will play it.
Yeah.
Now, again, there's a whole debate there on whether they should have just trashed the older gen versions and just said, you know what, for the sake of time, efficiency, and the success of the game, we're just scrapping the PS4 and Xbox One versions, and we're just making it a newer console game. In retrospect, that probably would have worked out well because they wouldn't have had that time fixing a version of the game, which, as I said before, when it came out, wasn't fixed at all. And again, going back to what I said even before that, the reason for the lawsuit was because after the rumors bound, a shareholders meeting for CD Projekt happened, because again, these companies are publicly traded, so they do have to answer to their shareholders. And one of the shareholders even asked about this, because I guess they heard about the rumors, and they go, well, how is the game developing? and the higher up at the head of CD Projekt Red, I can't remember his name, some Polish name, I can't remember because they're a Polish company, I can't remember.
Yeah.
He said that he was looking at the game the other day and it ran surprisingly well on the last gen consoles. Which, when you look at the final product of how the game turned out on the last gen consoles, was either a gross over exaggeration or just a straight up lie. So,
Which is it?
you know, it didn't play out good, and because of this, many shareholders, lost a lot of money in the whole process, and thus sued for misadvertising.
Yeah.
This is big in the games industry because people getting pissed at the game studios aren't uncommon, especially if they're the ones playing the games. But when your shareholders get pissed off at you, yeah, that's actually a lot more rare than you think. In the case of people like EA, who have even gone on record, I believe, to admit that their true customers are their shareholders, it was either them or Blizzard, I can't remember. You know,
It's not the
pissing
best.
off their gamers, or pissing off their customers in the form of the people who play their games, is just par for the course at them at this point. That's accepted collateral.
Yeah.
But pissing off their shareholders, that actually takes a real fuck up on their part, because that means not only have they pissed off the gamers, but they've done so in a way that have lost their shareholders money. Like, a lot of money.
Where's my money?
Honestly, just insert the Arthur Morgan quote. Where's my money? I don't speak German neither.
You got that money for me, ditch?
Nah, I've played Red Dead, man. I know that scene. I know where that's from. Frickin' walks up to a frickin' what was it? German dude. Yeah, German dude. Money! Money! You paid Herr Strauss! Money!
Yep.
Or you took money from Herr Strauss! Oh, God. That is a good game. That is a good game, that one. I enjoy Red Dead too. But anyways. In fact, I just restarted it recently. But anyways, back on topic.
Yep.
So, long story short, the game blew up. This comment really only infuriated a sore spot. And when he compared it to Elden Ring and Sonic, which, let's be honest, folks, have we ever seen a Sonic game with a police station just at all? Plus, I don't even know if the new Sonic is gonna be an open world, and that was his comment. We know Elden Ring is gonna be an open world, or at least a semi-open world, by what they're telling us, and what they've shown us of the actual gameplay. But in the case of specifically Elden Ring, it is a medieval fantasy world set somewhere in Timbuktu, for all I know. Or,
Yeah.
from the mind of the guy who brought you frickin' Game of Thrones story. So, I don't think there might be a police system there just at all. There might be a White Walker problem, but Game of Thrones joke. I had to do it.
It must be done. It must be done.
Appease that one Game of Thrones fan we have in our frickin' views.
Yes.
But I'm gonna be honest. I've never actually seen Game of Thrones. I'm meaning to actually.
There you go.
I'm one of those people who will hear of something good and not pursue it until years later if I never get around to it. I either get around to it at first or I just wait until years to do it. That was the same thing with Nier Automata back in the day too. It's just because I never bought the game, and everyone's like, "Oh, Nier Automata's such a great game." Yeah, cool. I think I bought it and played it 3-4 years after it came out. Same thing with frickin' Breaking Bad, and that was a thing on the TV.
Yeah.
I think I finally watched it in I think that came out in my early grade school year, or my early grade school years, somewhere in there. And I didn't watch it until midway through my high school years. Way after the series had ended. 2-3 years after the series had ended.
Oh. Well, there you go. So,
anyways,
do we have any idea on what CD Projekt Red's planning on doing then?
Well,
Not really. They're just kind
they
of
have
existing.
been they've just kind of been quiet on the whole debacle. I will say, on a side note, another video we've linked down below is actually a response to the whole line about what they said about open world games and police systems, but from the most unlikely of places. Turns out the Sonic Twitter account, the actual official one, picked up on all this nonsense and decided to chime in with a tweet basically poking fun at CD, being like, yeah, who says Sonic's not gonna have a police system? And you see like the eye of Sonic with like with like one of the Cyberpunk police cars just inserted in like JPEG into his eye. It's just
All right. I see all.
with like the being like, who says Sonic isn't gonna have a police system?
Well then.
Watch if they actually make a police system in Sonic.
Bro,
Just to spite
like I
CD,
said,
I'm
the
gonna
best
laugh.
no, like I said, the best kind of police system for Sonic would literally be a system of, okay, you've destroyed X number of enemies. Now this mini boss enemy will show up behind you, but you can't defeat it without backtracking backwards in order to get close enough. But if you backtrack, you're going to run out of time because you have to complete that level in a certain amount of time. It's like, choices. Good luck.
Choices. Human decisions.
Meanwhile, speedrunners are like, oh, this is easy.
I will do them both. I like a challenge.
Both are good.
Honestly, we were talking about this before the stream. It's like, yes, Eggman's whole plan when, he destroys enough robots. All right, Sonic's pissed me off for the last time. Send in the Egginator.
Send in Egg 45.
Egg 45. Just comes down in a massive, like, Halo-style drop pod that's shaped like an egg.
Yes.
Just opens up to reveal, like, just a massive killbot.
There you go.
Shaped like a chicken.
Chicken butt. What's your worst nightmare, Sonic? You don't want to kill the animals, you've been saving them. Well, now you have to.
I figured it out. Sonic's worst
I
fear.
know your nightmare, boy.
I know it now. Sonic's worst fear is not water, it's chickens.
No, well, maybe it is water, but nevertheless.
What about water with a chicken on it?
I figured it out.
Oh god, so stupid. Now I'm just picturing like a massive lake with like a solitary chicken and like an island in the middle.
Yep.
A little like islandette. Freaking chicken standing there. Eggman laughing. Ah, your worst fears come true.
I
Water
figured
and
it
chickens.
out.
Oh god. That is a man with way too much free time on his hands.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. But honestly, I'm looking forward to the new Sonic movie. Side note.
There you
I
go.
watched the last Sonic movie, the actual the newer one. I remember the debacle about Sonic and his eyes and everything else about it.
Bro, those eyes. You cannot
No,
say
just the
that.
whole body.
Yeah, but no. Out of like a choice between the eyes and the body, I would say no. Change the eyes. There's no way any Sonic we've ever known has small little pupils like that. Like what the hell is this?
I think the logic was they tried to go for like what they did with Detective Pikachu, which I also watched.
I mean, I
where
get
they're like,
that.
hey, we're gonna make the Pokemon realistic.
Yeah, I
which is
mean, here's the thing.
technically-
It's like I can get that, but here's the thing. There comes a point where your realism goes so far away from the original
Uncanny
that you're
Valley.
like, please stop. You've ruined the entire point of this character. No more. Return.
I mean, in the case of Pikachu, it's never specified in the games if he actually has fur or not, or the movies. Or the,
I mean,
movies, anime, and games.
I mean,
I think it is
a
kind of
Pikachu is meant to be a rat / mouse. So
Yeah, something like
yes. But
I mean, there are some scenes where you actually see him get injured.
yeah,
bruised,
and then you look
so-
at that and you're like, what the hell is this?
So it could just be yellow skin. That's also possible. I mean, who's to say Pokemon can't have yellow skin?
Yeah.
I mean, there's literally a sentient glob of goo that can change shape. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I mean, that's been a thing for a while, but you know.
I mean, Pikachu's been there since the beginning too, so.
You know. The
Frickin'
ride
Mew.
never ends.
Frickin' Mew. I like Mew in the original cartoons and stuff like that. I think Mew in the anime, or not Mew in the anime, Mew in the movie was like Mewtwo was cool.
Where are we getting this Pokemon from?
Hey man, I liked Mew. That was one of my favorite
we
ones
just
growing up,
bringing
still is.
Pokemon in for no reason. Just
I mean, we're
Pokemon.
talking about the Sonic thing, and it just kind of branches off, right?
I guess so.
We can have a little fun with this.
Like Pokemon.
Hi, Pokemon. Pokemon Go, kids. Honestly, I've never done that. That would require me to actually move and exert effort,
Yes.
and that would burn precious calories.
Calories have to be burnt. I have to move.
I have to move.
My schedule does not condone this.
What's that one cat where you see like something on his head? You just see his eyes go completely wide, and it's like, what's that one stupid video? I can't remember. It's like that happens to me. I'll just take like like one of those apps where you have to walk around, and I'll just have that moment, and be like,
Yes.
where are you going? On a trip across the ocean in my mind.
My mind is expanding.
I'm in Tijuana. In my mind. Yes, just like in my mind, I'm on a beach in No, not I was about to say Pompeii. Bad place to be. Bad place to be. Especially around the time of the Greeks. But,
Well, what are you gonna do? Return to Monkey.
Return to Monkey. But
AKA Fucked Up Day.
But yeah. But again, you know, I like the Pokemon movies. But the point is, like, I think what they were trying to do with that is they're like, hey, we'll do what we did with the Pokemon movies and make them, you know, more realistic in terms of, you know, try to get like a set design and stuff like that, and give Pikachu, like I said, you know, give him fur and stuff like that, which for the Pokemon movie worked for the most part. You know, it more or less felt like that was what they would kind of look like if you were to apply, you know, real world logic to them.
Yeah.
Mewtwo may not have been the best design. I'm a little griped with Mewtwo's design, but you know, I can forgive that somewhat. But you know, for the most part, it worked very well. And they tried to approach the same logic with the Sonic movie, which did not go well.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't end well.
They're like, hey, we'll put Adidas shoes on a hedgehog that has fur and eyes and beady little eyes. I like it.
You like them Adidas, bro?
It's like, there's Uncanny Valley, and then there's Adidas, my two worst nightmares.
Yeah. You like
My
them
sleep paralysis
Adidas?
demon. What's that one joke from the talk show? It's like, he looks like my sleep paralysis demon. He looks like my sleep paralysis demon. His name is Phil. How do I know? He told me. He talks to me in my sleep.
The sleepwalker.
Oh,
Well.
God. But anyway.
Well,
So,
what do we
yeah.
do?
there you go. Again, it shows you, like... But yeah, so Sonic chimed in, poked fun at CD, and being like, yeah, who says we don't have a police system? And I swear to the light, if they go and make a police system now, just to spite them, I will laugh.
No, it would be interesting. It would be.
The first Sonic game to ever have a police system. All done in the name of just spiting CD Projekt Red.
What's your worst nightmare? A police system. Why? Because a police system. It is my worst nightmare.
I mean, the police system, like things like Red Dead, for God's sake.
Yeah.
I'll accidentally kill one guy, and apparently everyone in the county knows I'm an evil man now.
They know.
But officer, I didn't mean to tie her to the train tracks.
They knew my plan to steal their money.
Freaking commits mass murder in a town. Hey, how is our witnesses? I thought I killed everybody.
It don't matter now.
Honestly, the worst kind of logic from. Honestly, the worst kind of video game logic for stuff like that. It's like commits genocide in an entire town, gets a wanted level, witness spotted you. First train of thought isn't, oh shit, I've killed an entire town. It's, wait, there's a witness? I thought I killed everybody.
Wait a minute. Where's the money?
Where's my money?
Give me that witness. Get over here.
Freaking takes a lasso. Get over here.
What is the
most like traditional Western thing ever of tying a woman to the train tracks?
It's like what's the most dangerous thing in the planet? Literally just insert danger.
Insert danger. Freaking Just Cause. If there were civilian AI in Just Cause, I feel like everyone would like. I feel like one of the things people would do is they would load a bunch of civilian AI, like NPCs, onto a plane in Just Cause, and then just crash it into a mountain.
Yeah.
I feel like that is something people would do. That is something I'd do.
Yeah, why not? It's like why not? Let's just crash into this plane real quick. Ah yes, plane on plane action.
Or what they'll do is they'll just load them all into like the back of like a massive cargo plane. They'll just go way up in the air, open the door, and then just tilt upside down, let them all fall out.
Yep.
I feel like people would do that.
Why not? Just
free
ride. The ride never ends.
I feel like I feel like people would do that. There's a new idea for a Just Cause game. Add NPCs, or add civilian NPCs walking around, so you can, mess with them.
There you go.
I mean, one of the things you can do if you're bored in like a freaking game like Cyberpunk or freaking Watch Dogs or something, is they have like actual driving systems in the game, right?
Yeah.
You can actually, something I remember hearing about also on like, I think it was Game Ranks, where they're like, one of the things to do if you're really bored and you really don't want to do it, is start driving normally. And
Drive normal. You see them lights? Drive normal. You're on a keyboard? Too bad. You just drive normal with top speed.
Just goes into a screeching halt behind someone. You know how many times in those types of games I've tried to run away from someone, and I think I remember one time I was either escaping from the cops or I was just escaping from something, and I ran into a cop guard by accident, gave myself a wanted level.
It's like, like you wanted level of 1 trying to escape, gets wanted level of 3, literally just ramming into a vehicle that's a cop car, not even realizing, oh great, here we go again.
Honestly, one of the worst things ever. I can't remember how exactly it happened, but I was going somewhere in a game, and I accidentally rammed into a cop car and I gave myself a one of them. I'm like, well, there goes 20 minutes of me trying to escape. I could just get out and just let them kill me, but
we do it. We call this a difficulty tweak.
Call this a difficulty tweak. Career criminals, my ass. Payday. Oh my god.
We call this a payday reference.
Call this a payday reference, children. Honest to God, freaking Payday 2, man. That is a game where a horde shooter is I never even thought of it as a horde shooter until Russian Badger pointed it out as a horde shooter. I'm like, oh wait, yeah, it is a horde shooter.
It's like
the mountains of police officers and their dead bodies.
Yeah, it's like, hold on a minute. This is a horde shooter. Where have I been?
I mean, in zombie games, I can get why they could make a zombie game a horde shooter. But when you make something like Payday a horde shooter, there's a little bit of a stretch in logic you have to do, because okay, cool, I've killed 60 different police officers in the last 5 seconds alone, and I'm about to commit mass murder on another 120. Quick question: where are they getting all these cops? Is there like
Is there just a birthing of police officers that exist in the world now? They all are in every plane of existence. Police officers exit the tunnels, the highways, side road, no, police station.
freaking
Every
those police
building you see
vans?
is literally just a riot gear, full of riot gear, all of it. Every citizen you've ever seen is actually a police officer. No matter what you do, you get police officers.
It's like you see the freaking SWAT vans in that game drive up. Oh, those aren't SWAT vans. Those are actually cloning chambers on wheels.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I got you.
Honestly, freaking mass. That would be
You
a
want your
mass
horde
spray for this
shooter?
point.
Alright, here's your horde.
Nah, it's like freaking the payday game gets caught. You are being charged with mass murder. You are being charged with robbery, arson, bunch of other things. They just read them all, and the first thing you hear is I plead the fifth. It's hold on, wait a minute. Why am I not getting genocide on there too?
It's like, wait a second. Are these clones? Maybe.
Maybe
Shut up. You know nothing.
just getting charged with robbery and not the massive amount of genocide you're committing every time you commit a robbery. But okay, that's fine. This city has either the most remote police force in it since Alcatraz, or that's it.
Don't worry
Leave me
about it.
alone. Or they got a cloning lab hidden somewhere I'm not aware of. Where's the operation to rob that place? Considering you beat freaking one of the bosses like 60 different times over the course of several missions with grenades.
Don't worry about it. I got you.
He's either Guardian level resilient, or he is straight up being cloned.
Yeah. He is a clone. Don't worry about it.
A clone. There is 60 other of him we have in the back.
It's like, don't worry, I know he can be terrifying, but he's just a clone. Don't worry about it.
That's like some kind of stupid thing. Don't worry, he's just a clone. And remember, clones can't hurt you. Remember what we discussed,
He
Timmy.
won't kill
Clones
you
can't hurt
yet.
you. Nah, so what's that dumb thing? It's like it's freaking I can't remember. I think Lazy Purple almost made a joke like this, where it's like, it's like, freaking, they're not real. They can't hurt you.
Don't worry about it.
Remember, they're all in your mind. They aren't real. They can't hurt you. Much.
Yet.
Yet.
Just yet. Your worst nightmare isn't real. Yet.
Yet. Cthulhu isn't real. He can't hurt you. Tentacle slowly reaches up from the floor. Yet.
Not yet. Your nightmares are only within the mind. For now.
But anyways, going all the way back to Cyberpunk, just burning the attention of our viewers.
Yeah.
We take like a 50 minutes to talk about like Sonic.
We call this a Sonic rant.
We call this a Sonic rant, children. But yeah, they really haven't had any official response I've seen to the whole debacle on their end. It's
Yeah.
it is what it is. Again.
Yeah, it seems like they're just kind of being silent about it, not saying much.
I mean, there have been some comments like on the video itself that for Open World Gaming's video for covering it, that he's like, well, this just kind of shows that they're not even trying anymore to be,
Yeah, they're not trying to hide it
defensive
or
of this
anything.
game. And again, I get why they didn't, you can't exactly come out and say, well, yes, the reason we didn't have a police system was because we just didn't have enough time because our bosses wouldn't let us implement it, That's not good if you have any long-term career aspects.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't particularly end well.
So his options were really just ignore the question, which wouldn't have looked good. answer it the way he did, which really didn't look good, or answer it honestly, which would have probably gotten him a long, stern talking to by his bosses and possibly a pink slip. So.
We got a little bit of a problem here, boss. What is it? I got a pink slip.
You do know what those are, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
I've got a problem. I messed up again. All right, just go away. Go away, please. I know what you're doing, Jim. I know what you've done for the 30th time. Nobody cares, Jim. The nightmare begins.
And now I'm officially convinced you don't know what a pink slip is. But that's a discussion for another day. Anyways.
You forget the mind bender. The rules do not apply until they do.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why he's the editor, not the host.
Don't let the insanity creep out. Don't let them escape the caves. You were warned.
Bring him back to his cage.
Put him back.
That's it. Timeout. You are in timeout.
The ritual wasn't complete. Send him back.
Send him back. Now I just got this image of like freaking finishing up, like freaking woman gives birth to child. The ritual isn't complete. Send him back. You just see a plunger just pushing him back in. Actually, no, wait, that would be the.
Go back. Go back, you foul beast.
Oh god, I just got this image of like freaking. He's not coming out! Doctor! Doctor! We need help! Nurse! Yes, doctor! Get the plunger! Looks like a clog. Oh.
We got a problem with the pipes. What is it? I don't know, but it doesn't seem well. I'm hearing a lot of noise in there.
So much. Oh, there goes our there. Well, we're demonetized, but anyways.
What is this monetization you speak of?
What is money? What is this?
What is this money?
You think we do this for money or just to rave on the internet how insane we are? If you answered both.
You're
You are
correct.
You are correct.
Who doesn't like money?
Money. Sponsored by IKEA. No, I'm just kidding.
You're IKEA.
IKEA. Honest to God, man. If we get sponsored by IKEA, I swear to God. IKEA, the source of rage since 1995.
Yes.
Oh god. Sponsored by Blockbuster. No.
Blockbuster. Welcome back.
For those in the audience young enough to remember Blockbuster.
Who remembers Blockbuster?
I guess you could say in the end they had their block busted.
Just get out the tape recorder.
Yeah.
Get in the chair. Get in the chair.
Delete the footage. Burn the internet. Smash the server which this is on. Oh god. Oh god. Honestly though, there seems to be like a new there's like a new controversy in the games industry every week, but we'll cover them as they arise, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
so,
we'll tell you what we find, inform you.
Yep.
Hopefully provide some measure of entertainment to it, no matter how chaotic and crazy it might seem.
We might talk about the new Dying Light. We might talk about we'll definitely talk about the new freaking Destiny when it comes out. For the
Yeah.
I feel like that is a certainty. What else is coming out? Oh yes, Elden Ring. That is on my list of things to do as well. So we might talk about that. Considering it's the most anticipated game of the year, and like Cyberpunk so gladly shows us, nothing could possibly go wrong when that happens.
Nothing goes wrong. Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, they're actually showing us a lot more in terms of gameplay and stuff than Cyberpunk did.
Yeah.
And they're being a lot more open with it. Plus, it comes from pretty reputable studio, Bandai Namco, which, remember, did the Souls series. So, well, not Demon Souls. Demon Souls was again, it's a funny story with Souls series. Technically, everyone thinks Dark Souls is the true origin of the Souls series, thus the name. But truth be told, the Demon Souls actually came before Dark Souls,
Yeah.
and they were the originals. But Dark Souls that came right after it popularized it, and thus kind of shot the genre into prominence. So
Yeah, they put it,
eh.
they like shot it in the sky like real fast.
Which is kind of funny too, because there's a lot of things that are similar between the games.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
So, copy or homage, we'll let you be the judge. But anyways, suppose that's about it in terms of the Cyberpunk things. No point in sitting here rambling on the mic for 4 hours.
Another 5 hours. Ah, yes, my ramblings continue. All right. Well, hopefully.
This is the disadvantage, mate. Oh, wait.
Yes.
This is as he's doing the outro.
The disadvantage.
The disadvantage of not having a script is that we'll just go on these rants. So.
Yes.
Well, no, it's not a disadvantage. I think it's us being unfiltered.
The ride never ends.
The ride never ends, kids. Get back on.
All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll be back next week with the midweek reporting, as you do.
The midweek report thing. We're not
Yeah,
sure what it is.
we don't know what we are. We're a metaphysical being, probably. We don't even realize it.
We are the 9.
Until the next one. We'll see you around.
Yeah, until the next one. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See you next week. This is Midweek Report saying good night.
Keep them in the basement!
Keep him in the basement.